All right, boys and girls, so here we are. We're at the final stage. Ryan has meticulously cleaned this boat, and today what we want to discuss is why you should get your wrap ceramic coated, or your boat in general, to be honest. And that's where we're at. So a few months ago, I had the boat wrapped, and a primary reason was to help protect that gel coat, especially if you have a darker gel coat. It tends to oxidize and show its imperfections a little bit sooner and quicker from my experience. But anyhow, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in Ryan. He's going to show you or tell you and talk about why it's important to ceramic coat your boat and what it's going to do for you and why it's worth the investment. All right, so here we go. You've seen Ryan already a few times. He's taken over the channel, guys. All seriousness. So Ryan, what is the difference between ceramic coating and say just a normal wax?
Longevity. So basically your regular waxes, your sealants, they're going to be measured in weeks to months if you're lucky, especially on salt water. Ceramic coating is just going to give you longevity in years rather than months. It also depends how you maintain the ceramic coating.
Right.
If we apply the ceramic coating and you neglect it and don't do anything with it, it's probably not worth it for you. It's just keeping it maintained better.
You got to maintain it. So one thing that's true, why is it, and this is a little off tangent, but why is it do you think those waxes don't last as long on a boat like they might a car?
Salt water.
Salt water.
Even fresh water, to be honest with you. You're always moving in this. There's things in the water, especially salt, that are abrading that vinyl or just the regular gel coat.
Yep.
So it's really important that you want to put something in between the water and the wrap in this case, as far as protection. And ceramic coating is just harder than most.
So there it is, guys. And that's kind of obvious. I mean, that salt water especially, it's abrasive. And we know that it'll ruin pretty much anything it touches, if you don't maintain it, that is. But so the ceramic coating, guys, is going to last a lot longer. What would you say the life expectancy of the ceramic coat is once you apply it?
So the more you maintain it and the more meticulous you are, the longer it's going to last.
Okay.
Okay, so but you can expect, again, with the abrasion in the water, it's going to be shorter longevity than a car would. Okay, so again, there's different longevity as far as coating goes, from 1 year to 5 year, but you're going to have to remember it's going to dull down a little bit because of the water.
Sure. Yeah, so 1 to 5 years, guys, and it's really dependent on you and how you maintain your things. I wash my boat personally after each trip.
Sure.
I mean, I rinse it, spend a lot of money on this thing. So, you know, I really like to take a little bit of pride in it. And I feel like this, if God gave it to you, man, you got to take care of it. That's just the way I think. So we do want to mention that there are different classes of ceramic coating. There are some that you see online that, you know, just the DIY guy can buy. And then there's a professional grade ceramic.
Sure.
So what is the primary differences between the two?
Learning curve.
Yeah.
Really. So most of the time you'll find the longer longevity, the more professional grade you get, right? So there's consumer, which is really friendly between 1 and 3 years.
Yeah.
A lot of consumer friendly products that you can buy off the shelf.
Okay.
And there's professional grade that not everybody can buy. Strictly just, again, because there's a learning curve, it's going to work, but it takes a little bit of finesse and practice, if you will.
So guys, that's something to think about. And honestly, I've looked at some of those ceramic products online. They're pretty expensive.
Sure.
I mean, just for the regular consumer. So just the product in itself can run you a couple, $200-300.
It can, again, depending on the grade that you're buying.
Okay. So, you know, something to think about, guys. If you're going to do it yourself, make sure you do the research. And really what it boils down to for this adhesion process, or for it to be really productive and then the longevity really show, is how you prepare and apply.
Correct. Prep is your most important step.
And you just saw that in the previous video where, you know, Ryan took about 20 minutes on just a 2 foot by 2 foot spot.
Sure, yeah, just dialing it in, figuring out where you need to be.
Yeah.
A happy medium between where the consumer is happy and the detailer is happy with the outcome.
The thing is, I've heard and read horror stories of people ceramic coating over surfaces that weren't prepared properly.
Yes, you're just set up for failure.
Yeah.
Prep is the most important thing, really, in anything. Whether it's ceramic coating, a sealant, if you're not prepped the right way, you're going to cut your longevity, and it's just going to be a mess from go.
This is why we had Ryan apply it to the wrap. Obviously, we wanted to protect the wrap. The wrap's a couple $1,000s in itself. But you can apply ceramic coatings to pretty much almost everything on your boat.
There's different properties to different coatings. Okay, so some are going to be super slick, like what we put on the side here on the vinyl,
Yep.
to where the water just beads and sheds off very fast, compared to your non-skid, where that coating is not slick at all. So when you're walking along barefoot and it's wet and there's blood all over the place, you don't have to worry about any slippery surfaces for your clients or you as you're hauling through the water.
Well, this is the thing, guys. I actually was applying Woody's wax, and I mentioned this earlier, and you spray it on, you let it dry, and it really does work great for about a month. Smells good too, but I can't tell you how many times I almost slid off the boat. Chris has thrown the net and almost slid off the boat. It's really slick. So this ceramic coat that he's talking about, he has a different ceramic coat that he applies to the non-skid. It gives you the protective qualities, but it keeps you on the boat.
Yes, it's very underrated. The non-skid coating is slept on a ton.
Oh,
it's tough to believe that it's not going to be slippery and you're going to hose the blood off a lot easier, but it's the truth.
And who would have knew it's important to keep the captain on the boat?
Exactly.
This is the thing. I'm going to be testing this. You know we always get blood and salty scales. You can actually go and look at my past videos where we have slayed fish, and Chris has spent like an hour cleaning the boat, me and Chris a lot of times. But once those scales adhere to that gel coat, it's pretty much game over. You have to literally sit there and pick them off. It seems like they don't ever come off, to be honest with you. Like I had a guy buff my boat, my previous boat a year ago, and he said it took him 2 hours just to get the scales off.
Sure,
so,
absolutely.
So this is going to help prevent that, guys. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to talk about some of the curing process, and also we want to show you what it looks like once it's dry. What would you say the curing process, how long does it take to properly secure?
So again, depending on the grade of coating you're using, you have some coatings that are advertised as 12-hour, 24-hour to the professional grade. Some of them can be 5 days and longer.
Wow.
So it really depends. Most of the time we can't have it sit here. So in this case, your vessel will leave and I would say you can't splash it for X amount of days.
Okay.
So in this case, it's been here long enough, you can splash it tomorrow.
It's cured.
Sure.
So one of the things that I don't want you guys to, I want you to take away from this video is that this ceramic coating is not like a wax in the sense that you could rub it on and just wipe it off. This is a product that actually stays on the boat in the sense that it hardens. And what would you say it hardens like?
Glass.
Like glass.
If I had to give it a material, glass, broken glass.
And take a look at this, guys. I think you'll really like this. This is essentially what's hardening on the vessel itself. What exactly should the consumer expect from the product itself?
There's different properties to different coatings.
Right.
So in this case, being in the water, we want a harder product that'll last a little bit longer. So again, the professional grade, we're putting a 5-year on here. You'll probably get about 2.5 to 3 years out of it because you fish it pretty hard. You take care of it very well from the sounds of it. So that's good. That'll give you the longer longevity. Okay.
But what you're going to see here is UV protection.
Oh yes, absolutely. So UV protection, that's again measured in years.
Okay.
Not a wax that's measured in months or a sealant.
There you go.
You're going to see glass light reflection on that. You'll see heavy reflection, as you can see already. So when this gets in the water, it's going to be even crazier.
It's going to be so pretty. You're going to see me, guys, in Tampa Bay just shining.
You'll have a tough time keeping the boat wet.
Oh, yeah.
Fuel
we
economy,
can just glide straight through the water.
Yes, you're gaining 4 to 47 knots.
Oh, my goodness. See that, guys?
It's not 47 knots. I'm kidding.
You're going to get calls
I know.
And they're going to say, listen, I should be getting 10 MPGs, and I should be doing 55 across the bay.
Hit Ryan up if you want.
Hit Ryan up. Oh, no. All seriousness, guys, you're getting UV protection.
UV protection is your biggest one, especially being on the water.
It's hydrophobic.
Hydrophobic. Some are hydrophilic, depending on the grade.
Okay,
again.
Good to know. And this is things you probably don't even need to know. You just want to know that it's protecting your boat.
My boat's easier to clean.
It's easier to,
and it works.
And that's true. Easier to clean and protecting the boat. The two primary issues that we're trying to overcome. So what do you think for maintenance-wise, for a professional detailer, how often should they call you back?
If they're maintaining it properly the way we teach you to, I shouldn't need to see you too much.
Okay.
So in a perfect world, from the detailer aspect of it, I would like to see it twice a year.
Twice a year.
Twice a year is important for me, just because, again, when you fish it hard, it's going to see a lot of hours in that six months.
I mean, that's really not an unreasonable request. 6 months, especially in the elements. And if you're fishing 3 or 4 days a week, and I know not all of you are, but 6 months, just take care of it. Now, listen, guys, I want you to make sure you stay tuned, because later down the line, we are going to be doing our own test, showing you the blood after so many months, how it repels water and things like that. And we'll be testing these things. And then, of course, we're going to call our friend back, Ryan, and he said he'll come down and really essentially spruce everything up and make sure everything is, you know, top notch. So I hope you guys like this video. If you want to get in contact with Ryan, make sure you give him a call. His contact's down in the description. What's the best way to reach you?
My phone number, 863-220-2977.
Okay, and then they can also check out your website.
Website, sparrowhawkmobiledetailing.com, or my Instagram, sparrowhawk_Tampa Bay.
Yep, and maybe even soon a TikTok.
TikTok soon. You guys keep convincing me, so I think it's going to have to happen.
And then you guys can get these tips also directly from him, so make sure you stay tuned to that, because, hey, nobody wants to clean the boat, but I'll tell you what, it makes your life a lot easier, and dang, she sure does look good. But anyways, stay tuned till the next video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you on the water.